And the number 2 is going to surprise you guys, but Meta. I have been really going deeper into Meta, really been thinking about them over the past couple of weeks. I've been trying to understand the long-term thesis. You know what put me off the brink? The WhatsApp monetization.
Yes.
What they're doing with WhatsApp, the 2 billion DAUs every day, and the amount of merchants that are going to be able to advertise on that platform. I mean, that shit it's different now. And they already got rid of 11,000 employees. CapEx is probably going to go down. I don't like all the metaverse spend either. I don't really care about the metaverse, but I think at 120 to expect this to not be like 300 in the next 2-3 years. I don't know. I wouldn't bet against that.
I always said Meta's an easy double, and now it's becoming an easier triple. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
yep.
So I think Meta is like a no-brainer. I put a lot of money already into Meta, and I am down, but I don't care because I do believe that. How can you discount all of these things? I know people say people aren't using Facebook. Okay, are they not? Did they stop using Instagram? I don't think so.
No.
And
people use Facebook, man. For the majority of the developing world, their news comes from Facebook. Even if for us, we get it from independent news sites. Like Facebook matters to a large part of the world, even if not for the United States.
What do you think? What do you think of? Because you just take this as an example. One of the reasons why Musk is trying to switch Twitter off of the advertising model is because you're basically then become beholden to.
No. It's because the ads suck on Twitter. The ads work
but
on
he
Facebook.
specifically stated, I don't want us to be beholden to that where people can threaten or boycott, right? Where you have to then become.
No, he doesn't want to be. No, that's bullshit. He doesn't want to be beholden because no one clicks on Twitter ads. People love Instagram and Facebook ads. People click on them.
I don't particularly love. Anyway, I'm just going by what he said. So, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about, say, Facebook right now? A majority of their money comes from advertising.
I've realized as a small business owner and someone who's trying to build a startup, and you need
every time you say startup, you got to plug it. You got to say what it is.
Check it out, Audia.io.
This is sponsored by. This is sponsored by.
Dude, we're all Audia investors, so I'm okay with this. I'm okay
to get people's attention. You need to advertise. And what is the one place in the world that has everyone's attention? It's Facebook. It's just that. And search advertising is not as effective for like a start. Like no one's typing in, Audia.io, right? Like on Google. So I'm not going to be able to get them to click, but I can show what Audia is to random people scrolling. Google doesn't have a feed that you scroll through outside of YouTube, right? But like majority of which is only 10% of their advertising revenue, majority is search, and search is just not that effective for small businesses and small startups. So I don't think Facebook's going anywhere. They have 10 million advertisers. WhatsApp is going to get better. Like Twitter ads suck. And that's why Musk wants to get out of it, which makes sense because Twitter is not like a place where you discover like products, but Facebook is.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget. Yeah.
I don't know if people read, but me and Chris were actually talking on our Discord about the fact that WhatsApp is now servicing food grocery delivery in India. And that's sort of like, that's not even a business I would have thought would happen. Like, it's crazy how they're finding all these verticals in their businesses. And so I think a lot of what Mark has done, people are ignoring, and they're looking at the fact that they hate him. You just want to hate Mark. And I get that. Yep. Fine. You want to hate him, but I love money. And I think Mark can actually print a lot of money for us in the future.
Yeah. There's 2 areas that I think a lot of people don't also cover, like Facebook Marketplace. Dude, I love Facebook Marketplace. Yeah. I just got a new treadmill from Facebook Marketplace, right? And like another treadmill that I had that broke, I needed to get rid of it. Dude, I put it on Facebook Marketplace. A guy came, took it. Dude, he was happy. I was happy. There's a lot of people creating business value on Facebook Marketplace that you never would have thought of, right? And another thing is the TikTok ban. Bro, it's coming. I don't know.
I think it might be coming too, man. This is the first time I'm agreeing with you. I think it might be coming.
There are so many, dude, there's senators, there's House members, there's the FTC. Fucking Janet Yellen was like, we need to get TikTok banned. Most of the Western world is considering a TikTok ban. Dude, the minute that happens, where do you think all these teeny boppers are going to go to post their stupid videos and dancing things? They're all going to go to Instagram Reels. Reels is already doing it.
And Reels, I've been using Reels. It feels better than TikTok, man. It feels more calm. Yeah. Like YouTube Shorts, I don't like. But
so you don't. Okay, so you don't think that Twitter will have an answer to that? They've already said that they're trying to bring back Vine. You don't think that it's gonna?
So originally,
I'm just saying, like right now, there's a new player that's entered this space, right?
You brought up a good point.
Any success that Twitter has. Okay, and understand Tesla is an AI company, and Twitter will now be an AI company. I'm just saying he has said it. He's coming after YouTube. He's coming after Patreon.
Let me ask you a question, Carlos. Let me ask you a question, because I would have agreed with you a couple of months ago when I was a bit more naive about this, and I think I've done a lot of research over the past couple of months to inform my thesis on this. How many times have you listened to a space on Twitter over the past month?
I did it twice, and I turned it off in 2 minutes.
Okay, so that's that, Carlos.
Actually, this last week I've been hopping into a lot of them. I didn't really understand the whole Twitter space thing, but especially since they were this last week when it was like the Twitter files, I've been popping in and out of spaces, and it's
right. And so the reason you did is because Elon Musk is exposing all of the shit that's going on with Twitter. That's like the sole reason you decided to check it out. But Twitter Space has been around for a year and a half. I think that when a platform develops a moat, it is very difficult. It's really difficult to get people to do things on that platform that is not part of its moat. Elon Musk wants to have articles on Twitter. I don't know how many people are going to read articles on Twitter. Now, intuitively, you're like, wait a second, all you're doing on Twitter is reading. So like, of course you would read long form articles, but there's a reason there's 280 characters. There's a certain action that hundreds of millions of people are taking. That's why threads, people don't even read threads that much. Like there's
but if what you're saying is true, then Facebook would have never been able to expand beyond just people sharing pictures of their food.
Well, no, there's a difference.
Think about Marketplace. Marketplace was an add-on business, right? Marketplace was add-on business.
Yes, but how many? Why hasn't Facebook killed YouTube? 3 billion people are there versus 2.3 billion. There's videos galore.
Because Facebook wanted to be like a network. Facebook
exactly. Facebook didn't showcase, like they're not giving organic discovery to videos at the same scale that YouTube is. So Twitter, they're talking about adding podcasts, adding video. I'm like, yo, people are there for tweets. So if you incorporate all this other shit, you've got to either increase a massive amount of users that have the capacity and the attention span for all of that stuff, or you've got to decrease the level of impressions that you're giving to the main product of Twitter, which is tweets, which means the user behavior has to fundamentally shift. It's not that it's not possible. It's that I think Twitter's growth is from payments. I think Twitter's growth is from some external feature that doesn't require my attention.
He's already said that. He's already said he's trying to
right, and that's got to be executed. But the content risk is greater if you change Twitter from just tweets to videos.
Can I just bring it down to the basics? It is really hard for anyone to come in and take over 3 billion people who are already using something. You have to be 10x better. If Elon somehow does this, makes it 10 times better, has to be 10 times. It can't be double better, honestly. Just like the car, Tesla had to be 10 times better than a regular car. It had to be. And Elon said this many times. He actually says it has to be 10 times better. He can't make that product. Okay. He's going to have to spend a decade over there and forget about going to Mars and forget about everything else because he has to focus on Twitter as an ad platform. If he does that, yeah, maybe it'll be 10 times better in 10 years, 5 years. By then, I would have gotten my 5x from Meta and be out anyway. So I don't know what you're
also even if they add the videos and all the other stuff, like how do you monetize that shit? Unless people pay the $8 a month, how are you going to pay the creators?
I'm not paying
Twitter ads already suck. So how are you making ads before the video? Like where YouTube, it's got them pretty good because they have search. Like Twitter search is fucking horrible. I searched in one word yesterday. It said no results. I'm like, really? You have 500 million tweets a day. I get no results for one word. Like this is insane, right? So they've got a lot of work to do. And
I'm not denying that they have a lot of work to do. I'm just saying that while you're evaluating, evaluating the potential for companies that you're looking at, there's other players in that space or specifically.
It's not even kind of on my conscience.
Well, I can't even invest in Twitter. First of all, forget about it. I can't even invest in them.
So, no, I'm not saying I'm not talking about allocating the money to Twitter. I'm just saying that there's a new player, that's coming after. There's specific.
He's not coming after anybody. He's trying to increase their usage. That's it.
He's trying. Yes, he is. But I think there was like that BTS. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was a video that was rolling before an actual interview where he talked about WeChat, how he essentially wants to make it WeChat, where once you're in the Twitter moat, you're there.
That's not easy, Carlos.
Yeah, what you're saying is so hard.
Listen, if it was anyone but Elon Musk, we always say this. This is what people say about sending people, landing rockets, sending people to the moon, about EVs. I just don't think that you want to bet against him.
I'm not betting. I think it'll do fine. I just don't think he's replacing Meta. 10 million advertisers using Meta. Like he had to go on a PR campaign just to beg Apple to start spending ad money on Twitter again. Facebook doesn't have to do that shit.
Not only that, he had to fly to their campus like a little bitch. Okay? And
you know
walk around his little fucking pond.
But you think that's
we're best friends again. We're best friends again. I promise.
You think that's what that was?
Of course it was.
Hell yes.
He was going there begging Apple to advertise?
Yes, because Tim Cook got annoyed that the 30%
Tim Cook got him to fly to him. Whoever flies to the other person is the bitch, by the way. Okay?
It's true.
Okay.
It's true.
Wow, that's a hot take.
Yeah,
because-
I'm like,
because-
okay.
because- hold on, the other
By the
thing
way,
is-
I'm an Elon
Tim-
fan, dude. You don't understand how much money I have in Tesla. First of all, this guy's a total prick for getting this other fucking thing going. So fucking annoying
Right.
to
That's
waste
what
all
I
this
think.
time.
That's where I think
No,
you're
wasting all this time instead of focusing on what is important, which me and you have discussed for already years and years. What's important is going to Mars and making sustainable energy for everybody. That's what's important in life, not creating the perfect ad platform in the world. Please.
Okay, but
Also,
real
real quick, Apple did not want the PR that they were getting.
That's
They're
what
already
I,
under
that's
scrutiny,
what I think it was about.
right? So
That's what I
like
think
it was
about.
already pretty bad. Elon has a megaphone to 120 million people, and he was going to tweet day after day after day. Apple, this is a pity investment by Apple. They're like, all right, we'll spend our stupid 100 million on Twitter just so you shut the hell up. I mean, that's what Tim Cook basically said, in my opinion.
I think it was like, yeah, don't drag us. Right, because he knows.
Yeah, and it's doing nothing about the 30%. It's not going to change anything about it.
You know, there's one thing I hate to say. I love Elon to death, but man, this dude with punctuality is just not a thing. Like even the Tesla video, I was like, bro, it's an hour. Anything that he promises, he does late. I don't know
which
why.
Tesla video? Which one you mean? Which Tesla
No,
video?
the new one.
Late. Yeah, he does look late.
Yeah, the semi truck. It was like an hour late. I was like, come on, man. Like you say 9 p.m. I'm here waiting.
Well, also,
Let's
it's
get
5
started.
years. It's 5 years after. But I agree with Carlos, by the way. Eventually, Elon will get it through. But I'm not there to wait for that part of it.
It's
okay.
going to be a while.
I've been in Tesla for already 4 years, so I'm there to wait for that part of it, right? The Tesla part of it.
Like, when did they come out with the Cybertruck announcement? And then when are we still looking at a Cybertruck yet? So it's like one of those things with Elon. He makes a lot of grandiose promises. He eventually lives up to them, but it takes a really long time. And right now,
he does suffer from optimism bias. I 100% think he suffers from optimism bias. But you have to understand something. Tesla and SpaceX are the number one and number two place that people graduating from school want to work. He has access to the absolute most brilliant minds. Any one of those people could run those companies, right? So for him to step away and say do something like Twitter, so he's leaving only the most intelligent, brightest minds to run the companies. It's not like he's leaving it in the hands of a bunch of Joe Schmoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do think that, like I said, Elon is making the right moves with a lot of stuff that he's doing. It's just that a lot of people get very like woefully optimistic based on what Elon Musk says. And there's a lot of execution risk that's involved with, like, look at Google. Google tried to create their own social platform. Failed miserably. And that was like billions upon billions of dollars that were wasted in doing that. Microsoft tried doing a very similar thing. They eventually just went the LinkedIn route. Like there's so many companies that try to do social media. And for some reason
failed at several chances to expand. They tried the currency thing. They weren't allowed.
Yeah, but they still have 3 billion people. That's the thing about Facebook. They still
Yeah.
keep people's attention at the end of the day. And Twitter at 340 million DAUs. That, by the way, I would say less than 5% of people actually tweet and provide value to the platform. Most people don't know how to tweet. It's hard to come up with new thoughts every single day. So you've got to, that's why Twitter is a hard platform to create on, because you've got to not only come to the platform, you've got to start tweeting a lot to even get a couple of followers, right? And then when you get those followers, you got to keep them entertained and you got to keep tweeting. And you don't get paid for it. So it's really, really difficult.
I want to point that out. What Chris said is so important, that Google tried with their tens of billions of dollars to take over Facebook, right? With their Google Plus, and Kelly mentions Google Plus. I remember using it for like 5 minutes too, putting all my photos, trying to talk to people. And then what he's saying is absolutely correct.
Once you join Google Plus,
but once you have the network, it is so hard, unless you're 10 times better. I keep going back to that, to switch over. I have no reason to leave Facebook. I don't even like Facebook. I just have no reason to leave Facebook. Okay. I don't even use Instagram a lot, but I talk to people like my wife, who uses Instagram to sell shit, okay, and to talk to her audience, and Amit, who's using it to sell shit and talk to his audience. They're not trying to go to Google Plus and maybe TikTok a little bit, but the monetization part only happens on Instagram. That's what's happening.
Understand that TikTok,
not Twitter. The reason why we're talking, by the way.
Listen, the reason why we're talking about banning TikTok is because it did win. It is winning. It is something that was able to gain a significant market share. We're only talking about banning it because it's important. So yes, other companies try, but it's not to say that it's impossible. I mean, right now.
Wait, but Carlos, the company
that
got even a little bit of market share on Instagram was a Chinese conglomerate that was spending billions per month on customer acquisition. And it started in 2014.
And they're losing money in TikTok, FYI.
And it started in 2014. that before it even got to 2019 when it exploded, and the pandemic really exploded it because everyone was at home. So a lot of shit had to happen.
But still, what it means is that it's not impenetrable. It's not impenetrable. And when you're looking at something like 3 billion users, even if you get 1% of that, 2% of that, it's a huge number of users.
Well, that's fine, but that doesn't kill.
Are you going to watch videos on Twitter over YouTube? Are you going to watch videos on Twitter?
For me, it's all about what does the interface look like. I think that's a huge.
Do you think Twitter will know you better from an algorithmic perspective than YouTube to get you to switch?
I'm not actually happy with the way YouTube is. YouTube, the echo chamber is so clear.
You don't think Twitter won't be an echo chamber? That's how they keep you on the platform.
This is what I mean. But this is what I mean. This is what I have to see. I have to see how it actually works in real life. Because what I noticed with YouTube is I do a lot of searches that are outside of what I do normally because I'm my work. Sometimes a client will send me something and I'll have to look at it, and then I'll immediately see my entire feed change over to just continue to show me more of that. And that's not necessarily what I want. Sometimes I have to actively search for things that I think the algorithm should be showing me.
So can I take a poll? Can I take a poll here, and maybe in the audience too? Maybe they can tell us. Forget about this Twitter debate for a second, because it doesn't matter. I can't invest in Twitter. Let's go back to investing, which is actually what I care about. Not because I can't do anything about Elon and Twitter. How many think that Facebook will be over $200? Let's say in a year, maybe 2 years. Raise your hand. Go ahead, everybody in the comments. Who thinks Facebook will be over $200?
What's it at now?
$120 or something like that. Now, Carlos, you're the biggest bear here. Do you not think Facebook will make it back to being over $200, or do you actually think it's stuck in basically hell for now? I mean, for the next 2-3 years.
Just take a look at the chart. I mean, I'm not saying
you got to look at the chart.
I am from New York, Arthur. Just FYI.
All I'm saying is
I just want to see how far we've fallen.
To me, it's all about cash flows, dude. As far as I can tell, their cash flows are strong with these layoffs that they did with. If you look at the average,
we have a bunch of no's, by the way. There's a bunch of no's in the comments, so there's a lot of people think no.
We got Zuckerberg haters, man. They don't like Zuck.
I'm glad. No. I'm glad that people are saying no, because that just goes to show.
Wait, you're saying $200? $200 at this price? All right, so
that would be a market cap of like
really
400 billion, I think.
But it was only
and their PE currently is around 10. FYI. Okay.
It only crossed 200 for the first time in May 2020.
As soon as they show $1 more in profit per user next year, sometime after this apocalypse of advertising ends, that is it. Game on. This stock is not going to stay at $120. It's game on.
Vitaly, it went from 88 to 120, which is a 30% gain in 3 weeks.
Yeah. And whatever.
Guys, once you see the amount of cash that they're going to be saving from laying off 11,000 employees, you will go literally
and getting rid of real estate in New York too.
They're getting operational cash flow is going to be crazy. And what do you think they're going to be doing with all of that additional cash that they're not necessarily using on other stuff? They're going to be buying back shares. They're going to be buying back shares.
Well, yeah, I mean, and Tesla too. That buyback is coming. That $5 billion.
No, but forget about Tesla. Carlos, is it over 200 or not? In let's say 2 years, maybe 3 if you're really bearish on it.
But I mean, 3 years. If they're not, I'd say that's a pretty bad run for the company.
It's a bad situation. I agree.
For 3 years.
So, but I'm saying, do you think it'll happen, or do you not think it'll happen? Well, we're more or less 50-50, 60-70. I'm sorry, 60-40.
And 200 in a year? Where are we there? So from here.
2 years.
2 years, I would say that it has to. Otherwise, if it's not, I think then it's not looking good for them as a company, right?
And Matt R, I do have Meta Leaps. I bought them at 100. I do.
So yeah, I mean that's what I would say. Well, just talking about like the limit of a call option. I would say it's risky, but I would probably give.
I think there's zero risk.
Maybe
zero
risk. Of course,
risk.
Listen, of course,
either my money's flat. Either my money's flat.
Yeah, but as a call option, you'll lose it.
Well, no, most of my share, I actually have mostly shares. So you're right. The call option might go away, but actually my call option's already up. I bought it at 100. I'm up $20 per share. Anyway, I'll be either mostly flat for all my shares. If nothing happens, it's it's going to $20. Like, what do people think is happening here? Like I don't understand. What is your bear case now? That it's going to a 2 PE? I don't. Worse than AT&T? What is the bear case here? I don't get it. It's a 10 PE. Is it going to fucking 2 PE? I don't understand.
Especially with WhatsApp monetization rolling out, man. That's 2
what
billion
is the bear case? There is no bear case anymore. That's it. It is living the bear case right now.